The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to another edition of our program, CHW in Action. As always, CHW stands for Community Health Worker in Action, because I'm always in action, trying to bring health information, healthy programs, and the idea and education about a healthy lifestyle to the community of Nashua. My name is Rafael Calderon. I'm a community health worker. Thank you so much for your time, and I want you to help me welcome our guest, Adelina Hernandez. Adelina, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
That's good.
I want to thank you officially for coming to the TV show. I know I called you, 2 hours ago? Oh, no.
Yes.
And yet you showed up. See, sometimes you can be so cool.
Yes, I can.
Only sometimes.
I know.
Because the time when you're giving me a hard time, then that's not so cool.
Exactly.
But I love you anyways.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I do too.
So I know who you are. Tell us, for the audience, who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Adelina Hernandez, and I am part of the 1 grader of Nashua. I'm a cultural navigators coordinator, and what we basically do is help refugees when they come to Nashua, help them navigate through Nashua and make them feel welcome and show them around, so they will know that we, build a relationship with them, so they know that we have friendly people that they can count on and trust and have confidence to know that they're in a safe place.
Thank you. And we are going to have a conversation, so feel free to talk to me.
Okay.
The camera is going to get you in all angles.
All right.
So no worries. Okay, so you help the navigators. I saw, when was it, last week, that you put up a picture on Facebook, and you were teaching some refugees how to use the bus system, the public transportation bus system. Can you please tell us about that?
Yes. So one of the goals is to help them use the transportation. They don't have a car. They're learning, how everything goes in Nashua. So my idea was go to the bus station, show them the routes, how to get on the bus, where they need to stop, and then how to take the bus back. So that was a good experience that I had. It was my first time doing it. I live in Nashua here for 35 years, and it was the first time that I actually went on the public bus.
Really?
And yeah, and it was really nice experience because, I was showing some other refugees how to use the public transportation and how to navigate, how to get off the bus and go on the bus. And so it was a challenge, but I managed it. But it was a good experience, and I do appreciate them letting me help them.
Well, I appreciate you helping them, because I know that the need is there.
That is correct.
And now I want to know, how come you never took a bus, living in Nashua for so long? I mean, you have a Mercedes Benz, you're a rich lady. How come you never took the bus?
Well, no, I don't have a Mercedes Benz. But actually, I didn't have took the bus because I always have my father. He always had transportation. He always had a car. So, everywhere I go, well, we always had a car that we can rely on. Unfortunately, other people that come to Nashua don't have that opportunity. So I wanted to get the experience, how it feels to use the public transportation. So, us, when we have everything in our hands, we don't really know and we don't appreciate what other people needs to go through. So sometimes we just have to go out there and try it our own self and see how it feels, because a lot of people can't rely on a transportation like a car of their own. But, I just wanted to get that experience with refugees, how to use the public transportation, since I never used it, but I wanted to have that feeling, how it works.
Very nice. And I know that you mentioned something about a challenge. Would that have had something to do with the drivers? Because I know that sometimes you can get on a bus and you can get a nice driver who is just happy to be doing his job or her job. And then sometimes you get people that are having a bad day. And I guess the message is that we want the refugees to know that not everybody has a bad day, or not everybody's less than nice when they take the bus.
That
Right?
is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
You do get drivers that are very great in service, and then you may get one that doesn't provide that great service. And fortunately, I got that experience. Like I said, I was first time experience using the bus. So one of my experience was that the bus driver was not a happy person that day. So it kind of put some fears on my refugees ladies that I was training them. But I did inform them and reinforce not everyone's like this. They are great people and they love what they're doing. If you have a job and you work with the public, no matter what, you have to be nice. You have to greet them. You have to be professional in what you do.
Right.
That's your job. And you know that you're working with the public. You just have to be more nice, friendly, so they will understand, yes, this is safe for me and that I can take the bus. When you get drivers that are not happy and not friendly, what create is fears on them. They already come with fear. And how do you take that fear away from them? Is by you providing a friendly service. And if you don't provide that, then you're going to create more fears on them. And that was one of the things that I had to challenge, because that experience, the first time that we were stepping into the bus, the driver was not very friendly. I had some questions. Like I said, this is my first time using the bus, so I want to make sure that I was getting on the correct bus, where I was going, my destination. I just had some simple questions, but unfortunately, some people don't have the attitude to be answering those questions for me. But I managed. I followed the instruction. I print out my the route that I was going to take. Knew what bus I needed to take, what time was coming to take it from the main center, and where I was going to be stopped, where I need to get off, and then and where I was going to retake it again, so I can come back to the main center again of the national transportation.
Very well. And I commend you for that excellent job that you did. And that's why I wanted to bring it up in this conversation is, yeah, people are going to find some of those drivers who are not nice, who are not friendly, who knows what's going on with them. And then the challenge with that is that they are going to give a bad impression to those refugees.
Correct.
And then well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but some people always say, well, there are so many services. Why don't people just take advantage of them? They don't take advantage of them because when they do try to use those services, they bump into someone who is not nice, who is not having a bad day, having a good day, they're having a bad day. So they, by, I guess, instinct, they do not practice customer service. And then they make that whole department or the whole organization look bad. When in reality, I've taken the bus, the public bus, quite a number of times, and most people are always nice people, always very friendly, very customer service oriented. So when I think of the bus system, I think they're all nice people, all nice drivers. One or two bad apples would give a bad impression of the whole system, and then people get stuck in that mentality. The refugees, the newcomers. So then when someone new arrives into that community, which is another reason why I love what you do as a cultural navigator, is when new people come into the community, they are guided by those people that already live here. And if one of those people had a bad experience, they might say, well, don't take the bus system, the public bus system, because the drivers are not friendly. When in reality, it came down to one or two of those.
Correct.
Right? And it's a sad thing. That's why that I like to, in our meeting today, a cultural connections meeting, I like that Manny said that he was going to look into that, because he'll speak to the director of that whole national public transportation system, and these things will be addressed. And then that way we won't have to worry about maybe one bad apple spoiling the whole tree per se.
Excellent. Yep. And that's what I would like to see too. And like I said, maybe one or two drivers are not friendly, but the majority are very friendly and make you feel welcome. And I think all of them should be in the same way. Just make you feel welcome and friendly and helping with any questions that you may have. When it's your first time that you're taking a bus, or if it's your first time that you have a job, you're going to need training. So part of it is that you have to have the staff very friendly and patient to give that training. So if I give a bad service and the driver gives a bad service, what's the impression going to be on the refugees?
Exactly.
So that's my point. You have to have patience. You have to be friendly. They got to see the love that you have for your job is back there, like in you. And if you don't have that, then sometimes it just brings about bad word about other transportation.
I agree 100%. That's why I'm happy that we have you. Okay.
Thank you.
So you are the captain of the cultural navigators.
Mm-hmm.
So you direct everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you came on board to One Greater Nashua.
Correct.
So One Greater Nashua wants to make Nashua a more welcoming community.
It is correct.
Okay. Tell me more about that. Well, it's like a training that you're going to have tomorrow, is it?
Tomorrow. There's going to be one tomorrow at the Adult Learning Center at 1 o'clock. And we're also going to have one on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Just, a flexible time so people, the navigators group, can actually participate and do the training. The reason why we're doing this is so other navigators that understand the language and know how to speak English and can use a bus or try the bus, so they'll get the experience so they can go out there and help other with the refugees.
Okay, excellent.
So that's our main goal, just focus on the training and training ourselves first, and then go out and help the refugees to learn how to use the public service.
About how many refugees do you think we have in Nashua?
Oh my goodness. Every month we keep getting more refugees, like 10 to 15, depends. Once they arrive in Concord, then they get divided into city, which is Manchester and Nashua. So every month we do get either 5, 10, or 15. It depends how many we get every month.
Okay. We just came from a cultural connections meeting in which we talked about this matter of the refugees and the transportation system and so on and so forth. As a member, as a vice chair of the Cultural Connections Committee, what can I do to help make your job easier when it comes to welcoming refugees into Nashua?
That's a great question. Have training for the public transportation. Anybody that works with the public, I believe their own organization should train their own people to be more friendly. Like you say, you can have a bad day, but that bad day should not reflect on no one.
Exactly.
Because it's not their fault. It's your fault that you're having a bad day, but it should not reflect on no one, period. You're there to service the public, and your job is to help them out and, give them some kind of guidance and, just build that relationship with confidence and trust.
Very, very nice.
So you being part of the community, I believe that's where you should all concentrate, like public service, the bus transportation. When people goes to other places, to have that service, that warm feeling, that they should be having.
Very well. And how do you get people to navigate?
How do we get people to navigate?
Yeah, like, when you get someone who comes into Nashua that needs a cultural navigator, needs someone to show them the ropes, per se, how do you find those people?
We have a group of navigators already that we train. Our coach, Adelina, actually trained them. And when we have refugees, what we do is we get them connected with one of the navigators so they can help them in the area that they still need help.
Can I tell you that I love Galina?
Yes.
Galina is an awesome lady.
Yes, she's our coach, and she did a great job. One of the good things that I received from the training was how to work on yourself as an individual person. Because
Interesting.
you start first by learning who you are.
Right.
And some people don't. Some people think like, why should I work on myself? Well, you should, because that's going to bring who you are. And if you're friendly, if you're willing to work with the public, and if you're willing to build like a relationship. So if you don't work on yourself and you don't understand who you are, then you can't be working too much with the public. That's what I agree.
I agree
So
100%.
that helped me a lot.
Mhm.
Because I wanted to be part of the community. I want to work with and help other people that they need the help, because there's a lot of people that needs our help. And we start volunteer our time to help other, and that's how we have a group of navigators that is now part of our group of one grade of Nashua that is willing to help others.
Very, very nice.
Mhm.
Would you talk a little bit about why you're wearing a men's jacket? Because you look very cool, okay? You look very executive-like.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
So I want to tell the audience, in fact, I want to tell the audience that what happened is that today I had a guest, and something came up with that guest about 2.5 hours before recording time. So I called my good friend Adelina, as usual, to save me. And as usual, she said yes, because this lady is really, really cool. It's really, really nice. But she's wearing green, and I don't know if you can see that, right? So I had to give her my jacket so that she wouldn't be a see-through personality. That would be a good way to put it.
Yes.
A see-through personality. So she's wearing green underneath my jacket, and that's why you see her wearing a men's jacket. This is a very feminine lady, and I just wanted to make that point.
Okay, thank you.
See, so I saved you. I
Yes,
mentioned it.
thank you.
I mentioned it live on
Yes,
the TV.
that's
Okay?
fine.
You are a very cool lady. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
What can this show do for you? What can I do for you?
What you can do for us?
Yes.
Well, just always give us the support that we need in fixing where we need to fix, in coaching, in training, where we need actually people to help get trained. So we can be, Nashville could be a great city, friendly and warm, and that's what we need.
Very good. Okay. I'll do my part. You tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
All right,
Okay.
I will let you know.
Okay. So now tell me, let's talk a little bit about the Cultural Connections Committee. What do you think about this committee?
Oh, it's a great community.
No, the committee.
Okay,
The
yeah.
Cultural Connections Committee.
It's great because they are out there to listen to our issues, our problems, and also how they can improve Nashua. So I think that's a great idea to have.
So would you invite your friends to come join us and be part of the committee?
Definitely. When there's some issue that arise, I will like to invite my people so their voice can be heard.
Okay, okay. So tell us, we want to learn more about Adelina herself. We know about your job. We know what you do for your job.
Mhm.
What are your dreams? What are your goals? What drives you?
Well, I want to continue helping the community. And if I can find a way where I can extend my service to them, that will be great. Helping them and making them feel comfortable, that's one of my passion and one
Okay.
of my goals. So I am always thinking what other ways that I can help out other people. And that's what I'm trying to put my goals and see where can I put my service and what else can I do for other people that don't know how to speak English very well, don't understand it, don't understand our culture. So I want to be there and be part of them so they can understand who we are, why we do things different in our country here, and how we can make it easier for them. So, do more meetings or getting connected with the community. That would be also great. So I want to develop something, and probably you like doing that too.
I do.
So we could be like a team, and just creating like a center for the community so they can be like more welcome, and not just Latino. I'm talking about any other country, because I think that's the best thing. Because Latino needs to learn other culture, not just our culture, but other country, their culture. We have many, many people here from different country, and I think we need to kind of build something for them so we can all learn from each other.
See,
That's one of our goals.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's why I want to I want to call it an international community resource center
Okay.
where anyone is welcomed, not just the Hispanic community.
Exactly.
You see, because the Hispanic community is part of the whole Nashua community, which we want one greater, strong Nashua. So yes, we have Hispanic communities, we have African American communities, Caucasian communities, Burmese, Nepalese communities, Muslim communities, all kinds of different communities, but they all live in one Nashua. We only have one city, right? So if we had a place where people could go, not just for help, but for empowerment, self-empowerment, if they could go without having to qualify with anything, because that's the challenge that I see, is that you have organizations, agencies that do a lot of a great job helping people, but they only help people that qualify for this or that. You
Right.
see, and then what happens is if you make $5 more than the limit of what would qualify you to be at that program, you're out of luck. So then you have to struggle because you make $5 more than you're supposed to. So what is people thinking? People think, okay, then maybe I shouldn't make that much money, and then that way I can qualify for this program. And then that person sacrifices who they really are so they can fit into these programs. So that's why I want to create an international center.
That's good.
The more we know about one another, about our different cultures, the better for us.
Definitely.
The more we know about who we are and the community that we have, and the more that people can help us or empower us to solve small problems, we can keep those small problems from becoming big problems. And if we, let's say if we have a way to solve our problems, especially at the beginning, then we don't become so stressed out. Then we don't become so depressed. When we're not so depressed, we're not so prone to get sick. And because most of us in the community, most people that I know, we work 2 to 3 jobs. We don't have time to really take care of ourselves, of our health the way we should. So all these things pile up inside of us until they explode. And then someone has a disease. You see, and then if they don't treat the disease properly, then that affects their lifestyle, and so on and so forth. So I want everybody above all to be healthy, but I want everybody to feel like they belong, and that it's within themselves to reach a goal by going to somewhere where they can say, I'm going to go see Adelina at such and such place, and Adelina is going to help me with my problem. She's going to empower me so I can solve it on my own, and then I'll have the self-esteem high enough so next time I see a problem coming, I can solve it before it starts.
That's good.
Because I have a place to go to. So that's my dream. Like I was saying earlier at the meeting, is I want us at the Cultural Connections meeting. I want to create an international community resource center for everybody, and you're going to be right in the middle of it.
Sounds good. Count on me.
Well, I need $100,000, so if you can give me a check,
Okay.
okay, I can get started tomorrow.
All right, let me work my magic.
Work your magic, Adelina.
Yes.
Work your magic.
Will do.
What is your vision for Nashua? You have children. How do you want your children to develop in Nashua?
I want a safe Nashua.
Okay.
I want people to feel safe and not violence. So making a youth be more, work together. And I think we can do it. I think if we all, parents, work together as united, I think we can do it. Make it safe for our children when they're growing.
I'm glad that you mentioned the parents, because I work with the youth. I have the YES program, which is a youth program. And I find it, between you and I find it a challenge to get some parents to put their children's future before their customs, per se. Not even cultures, it's their customs. I can't go into details, but I can tell you that there are some parents where children have told me, and by children I mean teenagers,
Right.
have told me, I want to do this with my life. I want to learn how to do this, how to do that. And then I have parents that come up and say, well, you can't do this until you do that, and so on and so forth. And they push the child down, you see. So we need more parents to be like you.
Right.
What message do you have for these parents?
We need to actually encourage our children, not put them down, and ask them what their goal and dreams are, and work from them. Sometimes some parents don't have the time to ask their own children, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you want to be? But be supportive of that, and don't let them dreams go down, because that's why sometimes they fail and they just want to give up on themselves. So I think as a parent, we're a role model. If we teach them the right thing, the right path, and let them know, I want you to do better than me. I think that will be a great way to start as a parent. So if we can all take our time and see where our children, where they want to go and what they want to do, I think we can work it. We can build Nashua a better, safe place to be, in knowing that you got the best of Nashua.
So you know what, I was going to say beautiful. But you know why I know that's amazing? Because I know your kids. You've done a great job raising your kids.
Thank you.
Congratulations for being a good mother.
Thank you.
Okay? And you know what I know where that comes from is I met your parents. And your parents are great people.
Thank you.
Your father is one of the people that I respect the most in Nashua, El Pastor Hernandez.
Yes.
Okay? So your parents taught you well.
Mm-hmm.
You're teaching your children well. Your children will teach their children well.
Exactly.
That's one way that I see we can build a better Nashua.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay? But I tell you, people would listen to you more than me. You'd be surprised how many times parents tell me, well, it's my child, I'm going to raise him the way, him or her the way he fits, so on and so forth. And I have to be quiet because I don't have any children.
Right.
I'm going to have you walk around with me when I go see these people.
Exactly. I will. Definitely I will. And one of the things that you just mentioned, my father, he was actually the first Spanish pastor that actually opened the first Spanish church in Nashua in 1980.
Really?
So he was the first one. So a lot of people knows him, Pastor Luis Hernandez.
Luis R. Hernandez.
Yes. So everyone knows him because he was actually the first one that opened the service here in Nashua, the Spanish service.
Sí,
Very well known. And also in the state prison in Concord, he was actually the first one 20 years ago that he was the one that had the opportunity to open the church service in Spanish for the Spanish people in Concord, the prison over there.
That is just awesome.
And I'm actually doing his job now.
I know you're carrying on the
Yes.
torch. You're carrying the torch.
Yes.
See, I see you and I see him.
Yes.
So you guys are good people.
Yes, thank you.
In closing, anything else that you'd like to tell us, the city of Nashua, before we close?
Well, just keep on working, work hard, strong, united, so we can be a better Nashua.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you have it, a better Nashua. Let us come together, become stronger. Okay? Love and harmony is what's going to get us ahead. We need to work with the youth. We need to work and motivate parents to put the youth first. We need to build, well, we are building a greater Nashua. And not because there's any need for Nashua to be greater. Nashua is great. We all know that. But we live in a reality situation. And in reality, we have to create sometimes our own future. The best way to predict the future is to create it. So if we want a future Nashua that's stronger and united, then we need to set the sample, and we need to do what needs to be done. With that, I thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And my name is Rafael Calderon. I'm your CHW. I'm at your service. Thank you once again. God bless you.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.